Welcome to a special edition of Stocks to Watch, where we bring you exclusive insights from leading companies in the commodities and critical minerals sector. Today, we're highlighting the innovators and industry drivers attending the upcoming Commodities Global Expo in Florida this October. Our goal here is to give investors a preview of these companies' missions, their current projects, and why they're worth watching. So whether you're an experienced investor or just entering the space, stay tuned for a quick look at some of the most exciting opportunities in the market. And today, Kyle Floyd, CEO and chairman of Vox Royalty Corp, is with us. Vox is a high-return mining royalty company with a diversified portfolio of over 60 royalties, primarily focused on precious metals. They're listed on both the NASDAQ and the TSX Venture Exchange as VOXR. Kyle, great to have you with us today.
Well, thanks, Ashley, and good to be with you and the Stocks to Watch team.
Yes, absolutely. So let's jump right in. Briefly introduce your company and its mission to those who may be unfamiliar with it.
Absolutely. Well, I'm the CEO and founder, and Vox is actually a very purpose-built company. So the problem that we were looking to solve is that it's very difficult sometimes to pick individual mining equities. And we wanted to create an opportunity for investors to get leverage exposure to metals, where they had a technical team on the front lines of the business that could cherry pick the best assets that we believe generate the best risk-adjusted returns. And that's buying legacy existing mining royalty contracts. So that's what our business does. But it's all designed around creating an opportunity for investors to participate in what we believe is the best risk-adjusted way to play the hard rock mine commodity sector.
And I like how you said purpose-filled company, purpose-filled portfolio. So what makes your current project or initiative unique, Kyle, in the commodities space? And how do you see it impacting the market soon?
Well, we have a really unique approach to our sector, which is mining royalties. So we look for already existing royalty contracts. And what that allows us to do is it allows us to find revenue contracts or contracts that entitle us to a percent of the revenue that mines generate all around the world. And by buying existing royalty contracts, we can find the next major assets being brought online by the major mining companies. So we're finding what we believe is a better quality project with a better quality royalty at great valuations. And we're able to do that in volume and systematically with the team and the proprietary advantages that we have in our business. And so over the last 5 years, we've bought more individual mining royalties than anybody else in the world. And that's a big credit to, again, that purpose-built mission of the business, which was to find better risk-adjusted exposure and to find competitive advantages that we could build around to allow us to find and create value on a long-term durable basis. So very excited with how the business is positioned, and we continue to execute around that mission.
Yeah, and it sounds like you really have a strategic vision, a unique focus. You know exactly what you're looking for and the successes that it could be in return. So what milestones or developments would you say investors should be watching right now in the coming months that would really signify success for your company?
Well, look, we have over 70 royalties now, and the vast majority of those are gold royalties. We have other metals as well. And we've bought gold royalties because that's where we found the best value and the best risk-adjusted returns for our shareholders. So we're talking now amidst what looks to be a pretty bullish market for gold with interest rates decreasing around the world. So that's one catalyst that affects our business. Again, we're not here to prognosticate on whether gold's going up or down, but that is the majority exposure within our portfolio and unique timing around kind of the global macro environment. The other thing, and more pertinent to Vox to look for, is we continue to have new assets come online, come into production, and generate revenue for our business. And so we're expecting a few more to enter production over the coming quarters. And then alongside of that, you will see Vox continue to execute new opportunities and bring new royalties into the portfolio. So gold macro, very interesting times. Secondly, we have organic growth within the portfolio. So new assets coming online, generating more revenue for Vox. And then lastly, we're very optimistic that we'll be acquiring new royalties to discuss with investors where we found great value for our shareholders as well.
Yeah, love the optimism here. And, talk to me a little bit about what sets you apart from your competitors in this space.
Well, and again, it goes back to kind of how we were founded, why we were founded, why we exist as a business. So we exist purely to find the best risk-adjusted returns in the commodity equity sector. And to do that, and do that on a durable basis, you have to build competitive advantages for your business, the proverbial moat, as they might say, that allows you to find attractive assets at attractive valuations. And so one of the things that differentiates us is we have a very technical team. And so we have a team of mining engineers and geologists that are very experienced. So they're cherry picking what we believe are going to be some of the best and most interesting mining assets around the world that have royalties on them. And one of the key competitive advantages we have around that is that we bought the world's largest proprietary database of mining royalties back in 2019 and started working with it in 2017. So that was a big inflection point for our business. And then systematically, we look at information the rest of the world isn't paying attention to that really gives us kind of line of sight on what the next projects are going to be that come into production. And then we're targeting those royalties globally. And so you combine what I call kind of the three legs of the value creation stool for us. We've been very successful in finding and buying royalties that have really blossomed into great assets for us. And we've done more of that than anybody else in the world over the last 5 years.
I really like that analogy about the three legs of the value creation stool. Kyle, what excites you most about what it is that you do, and why should others be just as excited?
Well, look, Ashley, our focus is on our shareholders. So our management team owns over 10% of the company. Our founding shareholders are still with us. We're building what I believe is going to be one of the best shareholder bases of any small cap royalty company in the markets today. And that's because we're very value oriented. We're going to continue to systematically do what we do. We have great competitive advantages that give us unique opportunities to find value for our shareholders. Our business is growing. Back in 2020, we were pre-revenue and we had one producing asset. We now have 7 producing assets. We expect that to double over the coming years. And we now have over $12 million of royalty revenue per last year. And we continue, also, I should note, to have the highest paying dividend in the precious metals royalty sector as well. So we're well positioned to continue executing our growth strategy. It's really driven by where we find value and how we create value. So, we're in great position as a business to continue executing the mission, and excited to talk more about it when we all get together in Fort Lauderdale for the conference.
Yeah, absolutely. Certainly a lot to be excited about. That wraps up our quick spotlight on Vox Royalty Corp. Kyle Floyd, CEO, chairman, and now co-founder. If you're interested in learning more, be sure to check them out at the Commodities Global Expo this October, where you'll have the opportunity to meet their team and get a much deeper look at their exciting projects. Thank you for tuning in to this special edition of Stocks to Watch as we continue to showcase more companies leading the way in the commodities and critical minerals sector. Thanks again, Kyle.
My pleasure. Thanks, Ashley.